Hello, this is Geeks Assembled, and I'm assembled here with Lee today from across the pond. Lee and I have chosen this week to re to rewatch a wonderful series based on a wonderful couple books called Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency by Douglas Adams. Yay! It's got this guy Manga in here, and it's got some other folks in it, and it's a good story. Anyway, uh, Lee, what's your opening thoughts on Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency?
Um, you say it's based on Douglas Adams. Um, of the four episodes, because there is four, there's only four. There's the pilot episode, and then the three episodes what followed 2 years later. So it took 2 years from the pilot episode for the three episodes to be made.
I heard that.
Yeah, and then after the the last episode, it was cancelled because
Yes, I also heard that.
I think that was due to another company making a newer version for America for Netflix.
I didn't realize that they were that closely
Um,
timed.
I think the Netflix one was about 2015, 2016.
Right? But this
Yeah,
one was back in 2012.
yeah, but if they were in talks of getting it made, it could have taken that long to be,
Oh,
But anyways, going back to the British,
oh, that's sad to think because I
yeah,
really enjoyed this one.
I enjoyed this, but it's not really based on anything Douglas Adams wrote, apart from in the pilot episode. The only thing what what reminded me of the book was missing cat
Mm-hmm.
and time travel.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I could relate to from the book. There was no electric monk.
Uh huh.
There was no stuck sofa.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then that was only in the pilot episode. The other three episodes, what followed, I don't remember any of this stuff being in any of the books of Dirk Gently, to be honest. So really, Douglas Adams didn't really have anything to do with this. They just took his characters and the premise of the way Dirk works out crimes and wrote their own stories. In my, I enjoyed it, but it's not Douglas Adams because I loved the way Douglas Adams writes.
So, you would have preferred the long dark tea time of the soul,
Yeah,
uh, following the way forward industries,
I would have
and the
preferred.
Electric Monk.
I would have
Think
preferred.
that's in the
Yeah,
first two episodes.
I would have preferred more elements from the books in in the series,
Yeah.
and there wasn't. Um, don't get me wrong. I mean, the actings are brilliant. Stephen, what's his name?
Mangan.
Mangan, brilliant actor, and it also Darren Boyd as Macduff, great actor. Um, but for me, the characterization of Dirk Gently in this, he's not a very likable character.
I
He,
know, but
he
that's part of the charm of the character is that he's not
yeah,
likable. He's
not
got
likable at all. And by the end, you come away thinking, I don't like you, because you lie, you cheat, you steal money off dead bodies, you steal money off your partner, or you won't call him your partner, you keep calling him your assistant. Uh,
yeah,
you know, and Macduff does everything to try and make the business work.
right.
Um, But saying that, I did like the series. You know, it was 4 good stories, but nothing to do with Douglas Adams
Okay.
because it was more because Douglas Adams is more science fiction
And
driven,
zany.
zany out there, and
Yeah.
what there wasn't much science fiction zany out there in the stories.
No,
It was
not
firmly rooted in 2012. You know, there was, the
yeah,
only the only hint of time travel was in the first episode, and that was just sort of fleeted over.
yeah.
But I mean, you did get
But the
the
murderous granny was hilarious.
oh yeah, yeah, that was
I
a
mean, that was as much fun as it was in the book.
yeah. But I mean, with the science fiction thing, you did get that sort of with the artificial intelligence. Um, was it Max?
Max was great. Yeah,
Yeah, that was sort of science fictiony. What else was there? Um, I mean, the last episode where all his clients were getting murdered, that wasn't no science fiction there really. Um, so really, it was sort of just a normal British detective series, really.
yeah.
I mean, pity there was only 4 episodes because I did enjoy it, but as I keep saying, it's not Douglas Adams. And if you go to a few years later and you watch the Dirk Gently Netflix series with Elijah Wood in it, set in America, um, that does have more science fiction, zany, wacky, more Douglas Adamsy kind of out there writing.
Yeah, the whole thing with
I mean, that was cancelled as well after 2 series. That was cancelled, so that was left on the cliffhanger.
right.
Um,
Yeah, we can never get enough Douglas Adams, just like we can never get enough Terry Pratchett. But there's these fellas like you know the it's hard to sell them
yeah,
apparently.
it's. I mean, I did enjoy it, but it was missing the
But there were
Douglas
good
Adams touch.
characters, weren't there? I
You are.
mean, there were good characters, weren't there?
Um,
I mean, Detective Gilks was hilarious.
well, what's the actor's name?
Jason Watkins.
That's it. Yeah, he is a brilliant, brilliant actor. British actor. He's been in loads of things.
Yeah,
Um, being human and Butter a Suburbia and stuff like that. And when he appears in a drama series, you know it's going to be good. I mean, he's done quite a few. He's done quite a few big finish as well.
yeah, and then Bill Patterson, who was in Law and Order UK.
Oh, he's been in a lot. He's been in oh, Sea of Souls,
Yeah,
um, Alvida's Aim Pet.
huh,
You know, he's been in Doctor Who as well.
Doctor Who.
Victory of the Daleks.
Hmm.
But yeah, great actors. I mean, Helen Baxendale as well in this, playing Macduff's girlfriend.
Yeah,
Great actress. I mean, she only appeared in is it 2 of these episodes? But yeah, I like that. I mean, I do like the way that the pilot episode was 2 years earlier, but they kept with the same actors. Because sometimes a pilot appears, and then when the series starts, some actors have been replaced by other actors.
right. And none of that happened in this one. And then the other thing is that this one was also um, like it like all of the stories were were like in terms of the time frame were right up next to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, they were still trying to deal with the refrigerator issue, uh, entering into the second episode, because the first episode it was still just lurking and they didn't want, and he told his secretary, but the secretary, that was another fun part of this series, was the secretary both having a crush on Dirk and wanting to kill him. That was hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
you know, his receptionist was so, it was such a rich character. You know, all of that stuff that she did to like seed all those other things. It was
Or
great.
was it, what the ongoing joke was? Is there someone here to see you? We'll show them in. No, you show them in. How can I show them in when I'm already in?
Answer the phone. No, you answer the phone.
I mean, that was a good character.
Yeah, I mean,
You
she
know,
was so funny. And I think that she was played by um, Lisa Dillon, I think is her. No, I'm sorry, Lisa Jackson.
yeah.
Yeah, Janice, the erstwhile receptionist, and you know those. I mean, the fact that Janice was asked to deal with the refrigerator thing, that came right out of the book, because she never did, and and Dirk's refrigerator went from being merely annoying to positively lurking in the book, and that was so funny. And then the fact that in the second episode there they are bringing in a new refrigerator, but it was like from the 1950s, a new one. Anyway, it was great. That was so great. And the other thing that was really funny was the car, Princess. I mean, they talk a little bit about the car in the book, about the fact that Dirk still drives the same car that he drove in uni,
Yeah.
and they didn't give it, like, they didn't tell what kind of car, but this one was obviously a specific kind of car, and anyway, that was great fun. And yeah, and Saint Cad's, I like all the part at Saint Cad's or Sads. Saint, it's one of the schools apparently in Oxford, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
And that's where they could have done a crossover, as my Alex likes to say, a crossover in the universe, and talk about Professor Chronotis, because Professor Chronotis was Dirk Gently's professor, and
Yeah, well, this is it. With Douglas Adams, in his writings, he always used the same names for characters in his books.
because he wanted to tie it all
Yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah. Be it Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, be it Dirk Gently, be it Doctor
Uh-huh.
Who, you always found a character
It
who
was
was
all in his mind.
that
That whole universe was in his, yeah, right. So instead, then we got the Bill Patterson Professor Jericho
yeah.
and his daughter, who was. I like how they uploaded Max into his actual daughter.
Hmm. I mean, that was a little bit of science fiction there,
Yeah,
but the
and and then the fact that his daughter, due to the amount of time spent, used a crutch. She was a disabled woman. That was really cool.
I mean, it was a bit creepy as well. I can't remember which episode it was, but Dirk turns to stalking.
Oh, I know.
I mean, that I thought, what? And then it turns out he'd been in her house, but not wearing gloves.
I know.
But yeah, that was. I thought, oh, that's a bit, and I can't remember that being in the book.
No.
No.
There was a little bit of, him doing surveillance on people.
Yeah.
Just and that was also the electric monk part was also he was doing surveillance on people. And then in the long dark tea time of the soul, it was the great god Thor who was doing surveillance also
Yeah.
because Thor needed to figure out what the hell was going on. So that's why she cornered.
You got none of that really in this series.
Right. You don't have any of the Norse supernatural like
And to be
that
honest,
was
it could
yeah.
it could have done with it. To be honest,
Yeah, they could have.
I mean,
That second
with,
one where they really could have added Thor and the
yeah,
Norse people coming together in the middle of like I guess even you know Trafalgar Square or whatever just to
yeah.
have
I just got the feeling that they went out the way just to make a normal detective series.
kinda yeah
Yeah, and ignoring everything what's written on the page.
kinda yeah maybe and let me see who was the they give Howard Overman and Matt Jones writing credits for it, and the direction is directed by Tom Shanklin and Damon Thomas. But I don't know. Yeah, Tom Shanklin directed the three in 2012, and Damon Thomas directed the one in 2010. But yeah, that doesn't really say much. It's just kind of um, but it is BBC Wales, so at the same time this was going on was all the Doctor Who stuff. So
Yeah,
maybe they wanted to kind of make a separate.
I know. I know when it was cancelled, Stephen Mangan was quite upset
Yeah,
because he thought he could do more with it.
yeah. Well, you know, Dirk
But
Gently's a really great character.
it's typical these days. You know, these television companies make a series, you get into it, and then they cancel it.
Yeah,
Netflix Netflix is good at that. You get
yeah.
into it, and they cancel it.
All right. And the other thing that was interesting was at the same time he was before he got deeply involved with Moffat and Minchin did the later years of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
He was one of the producers of this. So I mean, Minchin really wanted to produce some science fiction.
Mm.
So why didn't he do that with us? Why didn't he sort of aim this more at that direction? I don't know why. Anyway,
And if
I
also as well, people have I mean, if people watch the other series with Samuel, what's his face, Samuel, Samuel Barnett in it, and Elijah Wood,
Yeah,
they'll enjoy that as well. There were more episodes in that
yeah,
thing. It lasted 2 seasons, and then that was axed.
yeah,
Um, but Samuel Barnett playing Dirk Gently, he's a great actor as well, an English
yeah.
actor. If you've ever seen him in anything, he's
I
done a lot.
have.
He's done a lot for Big Finish.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, audios. So, but if I was comparing this one to the American version, the American version would just win because of the more wackiness, science fiction um,
the whole
storyline.
thing with Tesla was, uh, Nikola Tesla was great.
Yeah, this is more grounded detective
Yeah,
series,
yeah,
and to me it does lose out because there's no wackiness, no no feel of Douglas Adams there.
yeah,
In everything there, but the wackiness of the world of science fiction of Douglas Adams.
yeah. True.
But great acting, good
Yeah,
stories, but
good stories.
it just I don't know. It's, as you say, it's just missing that element.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So,
if they'd have carried on doing it, they might have brought it more into it.
okay, is there a specific episode or scene that you?
Uh, Let me think. Uh,
I mean, you did
well,
you did
there's
talk
not.
at length about the stalking one.
Yeah, the stalking one's a bit. There's elements into each episode what I liked, but not particularly just one episode. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like the killer pensioner in pilot episode. Then you've got
And
the
the
guy
the
who the guy who believes everything what's written in his horoscopes.
uh-huh.
And then I'm trying to remember what's the next episode. Oh, the AI with Max.
Yeah.
You think, oh, it's going down science fiction route. Then and then the last one with the murders. Turns out it's the cleaner.
Okay.
So the butler did it. Cleaner did it. But yeah, each episode has got something good to offer. Even so, the acting, you can't fault the acting.
No, no, no. Yeah, but I liked the comeuppance at the end of the one with the cleaner, what based on the carpet over the hole where the plumber had not finished the job. That was great,
Yeah,
and I liked the part. mm, I liked the part where the where Dirk and Jericho's daughter are together in the library and doing that sort of like personality sort of
yeah,
meshing. Like he has a strange personality and she has got like the whole a coming of age thing that she needs to get down the road with that. And so it's fun. And
Mm.
oh, there's a lot of stuff. I enjoyed the dialogue. I like the way that the characters speak to each other.
I mean,
um,
I can't remember which episode it was, but it just showed you how underhanded Dirk is when it turns out that he's rang up the place of work saying that Helen Baxendale's character was being accused of
sexual
sexual
impropriety at
harassment at
work.
work, so she didn't get the job.
Yeah, yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
And how did he know who to send that to? You know, so he's been really stuck in her.
yeah,
True. So this Dirk Gently is kind of creepy.
mm, yeah,
Kind of creepy.
very creepy. Yeah.
Ah, yucky. Anyway, um, so what's your final say and score?
Right. Seeing as it came across as just a run of the mill detective series with none of the fine writing of Douglas Adams's amazing imagination, it's going to suffer in points for that. It, it pretends to be Dirk Gently, but it's not really. Um,
Is it more or less detective?
yeah, but still enjoyable stories, still good acting. But
Yeah.
if you're going to make a Dirk Gently series, you make a Dirk Gently series. Um, what shall I give it? I'll give it 8 McDuffs out of 10.
Hmm. All right. Well, I do like this series. I don't have uh, but it does come down about a half a point. So I think that this um, I think Dirk Gently, uh, the BBC series, comes down half a point, so it's a 9.5. Um, Lurking
Cool, good score.
refrigerators out of 10. Um, and I would just encourage you all to can get out and have a look see at it um, and also as Lee had mentioned, watch the other one. We may review the other one and blow that out too. Just cause it's what we do. And I'd like to encourage you to also like and subscribe. Like all of our videos,
Uh-huh.
dislike our videos. Just do that. Subscribe and then hit the bell notification. Ding ding ding. Um, if you can, free. The other thing is, if you want to get involved, message Lee. Let them know that you're interested, that you've got a camera,
Yeah.
microphone, device, and Zoom, and that you're over 18. Because the last the last podcast we were discussing butt sex, and so you're just a little bit more adult than you know a lot of. We don't want to drag youth into this. Anyway, the other thing is, if you are if you're a Douglas Adams fan and you're here because you saw that we're reviewing a Douglas Adams story, Mr. Gently. Um, if you'd like to start an argument with me about whether or not you don't like this because it's not Douglas Adams. It'll be as peaceful an argument as what Lee and I just had, because I tend to sort of there may be an agreement point, but there may also be a lot of argument points. But anyway, please leave comments everywhere, on our Facebook, on our X, on our video on YouTube. Leave a comment to start an argument with me. So I'm willing. I've been warned. Okay, so that's it for our podcast, and I'd just like to say, Viva Douglas Adams. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.